Okay, so back to the story. So now at this point, I've changed my major, and my original plan was to go towards business, but since I wasn't as sure in business, I wanted to keep my options open. So given the fact that I already have all the prerequisites for medicine, what I can now do is pursue business, and if it happens to fail, always just go back to pre-med. I can always take my MCAT later and apply. Like, I can always result to something else. I have all my prereqs at this point that my options are now open. It's like, if business doesn't work out, medicine can still work out, and vice versa. And so that's now my vision in the summer. I started my LinkedIn. I'm talking with my friend Alamide often, and we're networking. Okay, so why I made the switch. I felt like for myself, I had to really seek what was out there for me, because there's a lot of times where an opportunity can come to you, but you're going to close your eyes towards it and you're going to keep moving forward because all you know is to move forward. And I'm not saying forward is the wrong direction, but there's multiple directions in terms of forward. There's like this way, that way, and that way, if you know what I mean. And so overall, all I knew was to go like this. But that doesn't mean that if I go like this, the main objective, which is to be happy and to be successful in my career, in, my finances, all that stuff, the overall main objective can still be accomplished if you go this way. And so I had to really figure out my why I wanted to be a doctor. And a lot of my reasons for why I wanted to be a doctor were centered around prestige. For some reason, I couldn't see myself being a nurse. I couldn't see myself being a physician assistant. And I had to ask myself, okay, well, why is it that you want to be a doctor? Is it that you want to be the head? Is that you want to, be in your white coat? Is it that, they're revered more? Because at the end of the day, they're all helping people. And I've shadowed enough doctors, even in surgery rooms, that the surgical nurses know just as much as the doctors do. Like, they really don't get as much credit as they deserve, in my personal opinion. They're walking him through, and he just walks in sterilized, like, hey, tell me who's the patient, what we operating, all that stuff. And it's like, wow, like, the doctor really just calls the shots. Like, the doctor, he or she, is really just that person. And so in my head, it was like, I want to be that. I want to be in charge. I want to be the leader. I'm a natural leader, so this is like the position I feel like I should be in. I don't want to be undermined. I want to work for what I have. I want to build my credibility. That was like reasons as to why I wanted to be a doctor. And so me making this switch was more so my realization that I can still obtain all of that, as well as joy, as well as building my relationship with Christ, and be successful, or even more successful, but in another direction. And so if God blesses you with other talents, why not pursue them? Like, why not use these other talents? Now that you guys know my why, I'm going to go back into the story, but I'm going to brief it. So moving forward in the month of July, August, September, that was like the recruiting phase. So on the company side, they already know the interns that they had and how they want to only hire within the company. So they're going to offer them the jobs. And then you have these people who, like me, just changed my major, and I'm still trying to figure out how I can get in the door. And so LinkedIn is your friend in that case. I reached out to a lot of people through LinkedIn. And tip, do not reach out to someone and say, hey, I want to work for your company. How can I get in the door? Or, hey, my name is so-and-so. Here's my resume. Can you help me get this to someone? Like, don't do that. They're going to look at it and be like, okay, like, what do I owe it to you? What I noticed is that people are more inclined to talk about themselves. If you get someone to talk about themselves, they end up liking you more because you are actually interested in what their mind, revolves around, what their day revolves around. You're interested in them. So of course they're going to tend to like you more because of the intention. And this is just in general speaking for most people. So when you reach out to someone on LinkedIn with that psychological knowledge, you want to ask them like, hey, gas their head a little bit, no boost, and be like, hey, my name is so-and-so. This is my background. Give them a brief little elevator pitch. But then you want to follow suit, tell them, I've noticed you. I see that you work with this company, and I am just amazed. I am in awe. I want a new mentor. I'm looking for a mentor position. I would like to hear your story. You inspire me. Tell them something about themselves because you want to draw it back to them. Then you finish it with, do you mind if we connect so that, we can network and you could be my mentor, or like, can I hear your story on how you landed the job? Of course they're going to be open to it. If anyone has time in their day, it's almost like asking someone for an interview. Of course they're going to be interested. Like, oh, you want to interview me? Like, I already work here and you want to ask me like how I got here so I can help the next person. People thrive off of that. They love it. And so that was more so of my approach. Keep it brief, keep it genuine, of course, keep it authentic, but keep it professional always. And so I told them that, and if they responded, great. If they didn't respond, I mean, hey, I moved on to the next person to ask, because there's so many people on LinkedIn that you can connect with. And so most of the people responded, like it really worked. And so I set up my LinkedIn, all that stuff, and I had it very professional. I had all the right information that they needed to know about me whenever they go back and they see like, oh, okay, this is the mutual friends, etc. And they responded and they were like, yeah, we can set up a time. Of course, they're busy, so don't expect an immediate response. This is not Instagram. This is not Twitter. This is not Snapchat. This is not YouTube. This is LinkedIn. And these people have real life jobs. Like, they do other things for a living that occupy their time more than 9 to 5, And so you're going to have to take some time and wait. And sometimes they're working on projects where they're out of the country. And so patience is key. Like, I cannot stress that enough. Patience is key. What God has for you will come in his time. It will not come in your own time. And that goes for a lot of things. So overall, they responded and they told me like, yeah, let's pencil you in for like the next 2 weeks or whatever. That taught me a lot of professionalism, just, communicating with them and seeing where their headspace was at, and them kind of teaching me that mannerism that like, when we say a certain time, we mean a certain time. And when I give you advice and I tell you to follow up with something, I expect you to follow up with it. And so they gave me so much advice. They gave me so many like different perspectives. And they also told me like, it's really good to have multiple perspectives. It's good to have multiple mentors. You don't want to solely rely on one person, because you want to almost imagine that you have this panel of mentors. Let's say I have 5 mentors, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I have them all in front of me. If this mentor is telling me, do this with your life, stop. He's biting my journal. Okay, it's fine. I'm just gonna move it away from him. So if this mentor is telling you to do something with your life, this mentor is telling you to do something else with your life, this mentor is telling you, oh, maybe you should just take a pause, sit and be still. Like, you want to be able to grab certain things from different mentors. Like, that's how you really open up your mind and become a multifaceted person. You do not want to be one-dimensional. You want to be 3-dimensional. Heck, you want to be 10-dimensional. Like, you want to be able to be so diverse that and so versatile that if they ask you, like, is this your skill set? Are you quick to adapt? Like, can you learn things abruptly, or do we have to spend time training you, taking forever? Like, you want to be like this. And to be like this, you have to understand that it comes with practice. It's not a day and night switch. So with practice, you have to understand just in your daily thinking, am I open-minded or am I not? And not just, oh, I accept people, but do I accept feedback? Do I accept criticism? Do I accept advice and information that people tell me for my own life? And that's how you'll really know if you're quick to adapting to certain things or not. But yeah, so I utilized LinkedIn. It was really cool. It was awesome. And I even scheduled like meetups, like coffee dates. And this one lady, she was so amazing. She met up with me and she just gave me all this advice. She told me her life story, and she was helping me study for case studies, and she was telling me like, this is what you need to do. Although that was not the company that I ended up with, I personally feel like that helped me so much more moving forward. There's some water because there's Gatorade. That is the end of the story time. That was when I made my big transition. I kept a lot of my information to myself. I kept my journey to myself. Only close friends really knew what I was doing. And as you guys can see, this is me like sharing my story in full for the first time, and it's like a year later. But one thing I will definitely leave you guys with is when you set a goal for yourself and when you make a change, like, you want to deep it. You definitely want to deep it. What do I mean by deepen it? You want to pray upon it. You want to talk to different people about it. You want to gauge their opinion. Like, of course, what your parents' advice for you is definitely valid and you should take it, but don't take that with everything. Like, your parents can only tell you so much about what they already know about this world and what they already know about that job position that you're describing to them. And they truly have your best interests at heart because those are your parents. Like, they want you to be successful at the end of the day so you can take care of them. And so they're not trying to wish you wrong or anything, but they're going to tell you based on the knowledge that they know. And if you don't take that opportunity to reach out to other people and really figure out, okay, this is someone who's actually in the position. Can you talk to me and give me some guidance? What should I do? And you won't really know, what all is out there in this world. As I said in the first video, there's a lot of job positions that we don't even know exist right now, and they're going to be created in like 15 years, and vice versa. There's some job positions that exist now that were not created in 2000, you know what I mean? And now people working, they're doing really well. So you want to keep all of that in mind just for yourself. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this story time, and I hope you stay tuned for the next video, because in the next video I'm going to continue this series that I'm having where I'm giving you guys advice and tips, and I'm telling you guys about my transition as a whole. So if you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe, and leave your mentions and comments down below. And yeah, I hope y'all stay tuned to the next video. Love y'all. Bye.